All right, 750 cut video. I know you're excited. Before we jump into the full-blown cut video, have you tried ski? Not relevant. Did cut with the 750 today. In the process of getting it together this morning with the bar and chain setup and everything on it, making sure it oiled, cutting with it. I broke the lower bootstrap kickstand. Whatever you want to call this thing, goes from the back of the throttle trigger down to the front of the saw. It broke right along those joints, which wasn't great. It's cast magnesium, and feels like a big deal to me personally because I'm not a welder. I'm just sort of figuring this stuff out. I've been trying to weld AC, whether it be aluminum or what have you, for a long time, and only recently have kind of had something that is passable or is functional. So, magnesium, sandblasted it, got it super clean, fresh piece of tungsten, shaped the tip of it, and actually I cut up an old Husky case, the bar that goes over top of the flywheel on the flywheel side, you know what I'm talking about. Cut that off, stripped it in half, sandblasted it, got it super clean. That was my filler. So my home light, it's got a little bit of Husky in it now. If you've ever TIG welded anything cast, like on AC, you understand how porous this crap is. So, I mean, yeah, you can see the holes in it. Like, I ground this side back down flat. It's not the best in the world. I know that. But it's functional. Didn't bend. Didn't break. So it's functional. That's what I need it to be. You can't just find these. In any case, I need to be able to do that. I'm not offering that as a service in case that's what you're wondering. I just feel good about being able to weld something that's difficult to weld. And as you notice, my shop's not on fire. So here's some cut videos with it. I mainly wanted to run it today to get a feel for it, to do a little bit of tuning with it. It's like bone stock, archer chain, and like junk wood. That saw's going to race an 8x8. April 11th, vintage hot saw class. Bring your old stuff that's cool, pipes, alcohol. I forget the year. I think it's like 84, 86, something like that. The spirit of that class is like 2100 Huskies, big home lights, max, Poolin 655 boost port on a pipe, if you know a guy. That's sort of the spirit of what we're trying to do with that class. We all know the Huskies are probably faster, although after running this one, I think being in this chassis, I think there's potential in it. Good characteristics, good displacement, quite a bit of stroke for the displacement. But yeah, anyway, I was just trying to get a feel for it. I was trying to, sort of get where the weight is in the hands, how hard can you push it, set up on a 10 pin. Yeah, I was just sort of developing a feel. So these cuts aren't really, oh, look how fast my saw is. It's just sort of to shake the saw down, make sure everything was kosher on it, put some heat in it. Not too much heat, but some. And yeah, see what it does. This was built, as I understand it, if I've been told, this 750 was built by John Ridenour out of Meigs County. He has since passed away. I would love to meet, I would have loved to have met him and talked to him about chainsaws. But anyhow, it's his work. I believe it's a Dave Neiger, Niger. I ain't going to try to pronounce that the way I would say it. Pipe. I've been told by quite a few people that would have been around back in the day that knew sort of that stuff. So I didn't change really anything inside. I put a little bit more beveling on the finger ports just to help the piston last. I cleaned up a little bit of corners in the transfers, a little bit in the corners of the exhaust, but I didn't really change anything. At least my goal wasn't to change anything. This is a preservation piece for me. I'm fascinated by it. I think it's really cool. I don't really want to go back in and replace John's work. I want to keep it going. So that's why we added this class, is almost sort of like a historical exhibition class. Like, I want to see how stuff was done back in the 70s and the 80s and maybe even the early 90s. So it's not really my work. I feel like I'm just holding on to it for the next guy and preserving a small piece of chainsaw racing history. Several people have told me they remember seeing this saw in its heyday. Not that it was necessarily winning everything or the fastest or what have you, but I have rambled on for so long at this point. Let me recap I have a race April 11th, vintage hot saw class. Cool old stuff. I have successfully welded magnesium. I feel good about that. The saw runs and cuts very well. It feels good in the hands, actually. It's balanced well with the 16, good torque, nice RPM. I'm excited to put it in 8x8 with a good chain to sort of see how it actually responds in a racing environment. Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing else to recap. I've rambled on. This is a pointless video. Watch these cuts.